How to see continuous progress on your weight loss journey and actually keep your results forever. If you've ever started a weight loss journey, maybe you lost a couple of pounds right off the bat, but then a couple of weeks in, maybe life threw curveballs at you, and then everything almost got flipped upside down. Or hey, maybe you noticed that you hit a plateau and then found yourself gaining all that weight back. On today's training, we're gonna go over all of it. We're gonna go over the reasons why most people can't stay consistent long term on their journeys and keep the results forever. After tonight's call, I want you to come off this with so much clarity that, hey, you know exactly what you need to do and what it actually looks like to be successful long term on your journey. This way, you can finally break free of that cycle of losing and gaining the same 10, 20, 30 pounds every single time you start a diet. I don't know about you, but that shit is exhausting. That shit is exhausting. Constantly having to restart and then getting that weight back, restarting again, trying to find that willpower, that discipline to get right back at it. Let's end that once and for all with tonight's training. Question for you. What's been making it the most difficult for you to stay consistent and keep the weight off? Let me know in the comment section below. Is it not knowing what to do? Is it maybe how to handle plateaus? Is it not being able to stay consistent long enough? Is it motivation? Is it drive? Is it discipline? You let me know in the comment section below. Based off of the hundreds of people that I've worked with over the course of the last 5 years on their fitness journey, what I've noticed and what I've seen is that if you can't stay consistent long term and keep gaining the weight back, it's one of these three reasons. No, it's not because you lack discipline or because you're busy or because you don't have motivation. I promise you that is far from the answer. It's likely that, hey, you actually have discipline, right? It's just that maybe you're following a path or a roadmap that just doesn't make sense or just isn't realistic for you to actually do that long term for the rest of your life, making you think that, hey, I don't have the discipline because I can't follow through with this, because I can't stick through with this. And no, you're not too busy. Let's face it, we're all busy. I'm busy, you're busy, everyone is busy, and life is only going to get busier. If it's not work being busy, then it's going to be someone's birthday, then it's going to be some other celebration, and the next you know, it's some holiday. It never ends. There is literally a celebration and holiday every other week, especially nowadays with all the different things that we celebrate. I promise you, you're not too busy. And even when you're busy, even if you're busy, this is the best time to actually master this skill set of getting in shape so that this way, hey, no matter what life decides to throw at you, no matter what season that you're in, you get to control what you can control, and that's all that matters. If you constantly continue allow life to dictate these results, your actions, your decisions, then we're only putting our results in the hands of the variables that life decides to throw at us. And it's never going to be perfect. Let's face it. Let's talk about the three reasons why most people stay stuck, constantly feeling like they can't stay consistent and keep gaining the same 10, 20, 30 pounds over and over and over again. Number one, you don't have a strong foundation. And I say this kindly. What do I mean by you don't have a strong foundation? I want you to think of your weight loss journey like you building a house. If you want your house to stand tall, you want it to stand for a really long time, you want it to last for a really long time, probably a good idea to spend a really good amount of time building a strong foundation, which is why I'm always big on foundation over tips. I can give you some tips and tricks to build a house, but all of that is nonsense until you build a strong foundation right from the jump. What do I mean by building a strong foundation? When it comes to your nutrition, that means eating a consistent amount of calories every single day. Not 1,500 calories one day and then 3,000 the next day and then 2,700 the next day. and then 1200 the next day. When you eat different amount of calories every single day, your body doesn't know how many calories it needs to maintain its weight, right? It's always fluctuating nonstop. And when you constantly do that, your energy levels are all over the place, right? Your hunger is all over the place. Your hormones are all over the place, and your body doesn't know what homeostasis is. So eat the same amount of calories every single day. Secondly, having stable meals in place that you can rely on. Now, I'm not saying y'all have to be health freaks, right? Just eat salads all day or eat all these quote unquote healthy foods. But hey, let's have a few meals that you can have consistently, right? That tastes good, that fuels your body, right? That isn't way over in calories. This way, hey, you can consistently eat the same amount of calories every single day without having to overthink it and constantly think, hey, what should I eat? How much I should be eating? No, let's have some staple meals, 2 to 3, which is what I suggest for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This way, hey, you have some consistency with the foods that you eat without having to make it torture, right? Foods that you genuinely enjoy eating. Personally, for me, my staple meals for breakfast, it's either my toast, eggs, and turkey bacon. If not, then I'll do a Greek yogurt bowl with a scoop of protein and then some fruits in there. For lunch, I keep it really simple. Lunch and dinner typically is the same for me. It's either some sort of rice, protein, and veggie source, right? If I'm tired of the rice, maybe I'll switch it to potatoes. Maybe I'll switch it to noodles. Same goes for dinner. And then snacks, I usually have a Ninja Creamy. I have a machine that literally turns a protein shake into ice cream consistency. Typically, I'll put in 2 scoops of protein. That's like 50 grams of protein right there. Boom. Easy, tasty, high protein snacks right there. Gets the job done. Or if I'm tired of that, hey, maybe I'll make something else. Maybe I'll make some protein pancakes, right? I'll get some pancake mix, throw in a scoop of protein, spread some peanut butter on there. Fire. Fire snack that is high protein, filling, and make sure that, hey, I'm getting my micronutrients in, my macronutrients in, and I'm staying full as well. Secondly, when it comes to building a strong foundation, that also means with your workouts as well. Consistent workout schedule, that is something that is going to be huge, right? Whether that is 3 times a week, whether that is 4 times a week. If you can't expect yourself to go 7 days a week, then hey, don't force yourself to have to go 7 days a week. Personally, for me, 3 to 4 times is plenty. Like going more than 4 times a week is pushing it for me already. Hey, stick to something that is actually realistic for you and something that you can stick to realistically based off your schedule. This way, it's easy. This way, it feels like it's a part of your day-to-day, right? It's a part of your routine, and you don't have to think twice about it. Also, building a strong foundation with your workouts means knowing how to train your muscles, not just lift weights. There's a huge difference between just lifting weights versus training your muscles. Anyone can just walk into the gym, pick up a pair of dumbbells, and swing them around, right? But hey, training your muscles actually means getting a full stretch, right? And a full contraction with added resistance. Making sure that hey, you're actually activating the muscles that is being used for those exercises. And lastly, having efficient form and technique with your lifts. This goes hand in hand with training your muscles. You can do a billion different exercises, a billion different sets, a billion different reps, but hey, if you don't have efficient form and technique, and if you're not actually training the specific muscle groups that you're supposed to be working with that exercise, then you're simply in the gym just to move weight. And lastly, having a strong foundation with your sleep and your recovery. The other day, we talked about how progress is made, right? First, you need to induce some sort of stress, whether that is working out, whether that is being in a calorie deficit, right? But you need to be able to recover from that stress before you're able to create results. And that comes from having optimal sleep and recovery. What does that actually look like? What does having a strong foundation with your sleep and recovery look like? That means having a consistent sleep schedule. I don't expect you to have the perfect sleep score, right? Where you're sleeping 8 hours every night, 9 hours every night. Not everyone has the luxury to do so, especially when you have a lot of responsibilities and you have a lot on your plate. But hey, maybe that is a consistent 6 hours, a consistent 7 hours, even a consistent 5 hours. I'd rather you have some sort of consistency. This way you have some sort of a cadence. Your body is actually smarter than you think it is. When you have a consistent routine going, your body is going to know, hey, around this time, it's time to go to bed. That's when you get sleepy, right? That's when the melatonin produces in your body, where you get that sleepy feeling and it's time to go to bed. And when you have that consistent sleep schedule, you also wake up around the same time daily as well. For me, my body knows around 10 p.m. it's time to go to bed. And then come 5 a.m. in the morning, that's typically when I'm up. My body tells me I gotta pee, and that is my personal alarm right there. Sleep and recovery also means having a quality sleep cadence. This goes hand in hand with the consistent sleep schedule. And also not feeling fatigued and low on energy 24/7. If you're feeling fatigued and low energy 24/7, that tells me that you're not well rested. And hey, especially when you're on a weight loss journey, especially if you're in a calorie deficit, especially if you're gymming, it is a lot of extra stress on your body. On top of everything that you have to do on a day to day with work, taking care of kids, taking care of your relationships, right? Taking care of the chores, and even living your normal day to day life. So make sure you have a strong foundation from the start before you even try to do anything crazy. Because if you don't have a strong foundation, just like building a house, you're setting yourself up for failure and you're literally asking for a disaster to happen. Second reason why a lot of people find it really difficult to stay consistent and they keep losing and gaining the same 10, 20, 30 pounds every single time they start a diet is going to be clarity on what stage you're currently in your weight loss journey. Now, this is always going to be changing as you go into different parts of your journey, right? Maybe you're just starting out, maybe you've been in your weight loss journey for some time, and maybe life happens, right? And you're kind of thrown off track. You're always going to be in a different phase depending on where you are in life, depending on how long you've been on your journey, and things that come up, normal things that come up in a normal day to day. You're going to be in either one of these three phases on your weight loss journey. Number one is the foundation phase. This is typically where most people are going to be. Until you have a strong foundation with your nutrition, your training, and your sleep, just like we talked about, most importantly, having consistency across the board with all of that, then you're always going to have to master that foundation phase, right? If you don't have a strong foundation to start off of, then being in a calorie deficit, working out hard, it's not going to do much and it's not going to produce the type of results that you wish for, which is why a lot of people burn out, right? They're busting their ass day in and day out, but not quite seeing the fruits of their labor. So that's phase number one, foundation phase. Phase two, once you have a strong foundation, I like to call this gas mode. This is when you step on the gas and you're on the road. This is when weight comes off of you just like this, right? You're losing your 1 pound a week, 2 pounds a week. In a month, that's like what, 4 to 8 pounds right there. Stack that up over the course of a few months, you're gonna easily lose 20, 30, 40 pounds. Which brings me to phase number three. Once you've lost the weight, you don't just go back to your old habits. You don't just continue eating low amount of food, right? Working out 5, 6, 7 days a week and going ham every single session. Obviously, hey, you're gonna have to go through a different phase to maintain your weight. I like to call this your refill mode. Just like a car going on a cross-country road trip, right? Obviously, the further you go, you're eventually gonna run out of gas. This is where you fill back your tank. Slowly but surely, adding calories back in. This is the part where most people mess up. Because at the end of your cut, you lost the weight. A lot of times, hey, we just want to celebrate, right? Hey, I lost all this weight. Let me enjoy a little cheat meal. I deserve me a little cheat meal, a little cheat day. But that is also when your body is the most sensitive. Your metabolism is slower, right? Your body isn't used to eating these greasier foods, which is why, hey, once you have that cheat meal or that cheat day, right, you tend to find yourself gaining a lot of weight back really, really fast. And a lot of times, for a lot of people, that one cheat meal or cheat day turns into an entire cheat weekend and an entire cheat week. Maybe it's vacation, right? Next thing you know, you've literally gained all that weight that you lost. So you're always going to find yourself in one of these three phases: foundation phase, gas mode, and refill mode. Let's break down two journeys. This way, you'll have a better conception on what a successful weight loss journey actually looks like. Person A, to start off their weight loss journey, they're like, yeah, I'm going to cut out breakfast. I'm going to cut out breakfast. I'm going to cut out carbs. And yeah, I'm just going to eat less food in hopes to lose weight fast. A lot of times that's fasting. A lot of times that's keto, right? A lot of the times that's cutting out certain food groups. They lose their first 20 pounds within the first 4 weeks. Progress feels really easy, right? Feels really seamless. And yeah, like if I'm down 20 pounds in 4 weeks, just give me a few more weeks. I'm gonna be at my goal weight. And then they're hit with a plateau. Come week 5 and 6, they're like, yo, I'm putting in all this work, but how come I'm not seeing any progress? And then they get discouraged for 2 weeks and they end up gaining about 10 pounds back. Once they realize that they gained those 10 pounds, they're like, fuck this, man. I need to get back on track. So they rediscipline themselves and they end up losing their next 5 pounds in the next 4 weeks. And then they find themselves stuck at another plateau for another few weeks. They say, fuck this. Why is it so hard for me to lose weight? I lost so much weight at first. I'm not disciplined. I can't get myself to stay consistent. So they end up gaining a few pounds back, right? And then they feel like failure because they can't seem to lose the weight. They get fed up and tries to get back into the routine, right? A few more weeks, but they can't seem to lose any weight. Person A, total weight loss is 10 pounds in 24 weeks. And they left with a crashed metabolism. Some of you guys might think, yo, 10 pounds in 24 weeks, that's better than nothing, right? But all that work, starving yourself, cutting out your favorite foods, cutting out the carbs, eating fewer calories, smaller portion sizes, just for you to lose 10 pounds, you let me know if that's worth it. You let me know if it's really worth all that work and torture. Plus, with a crash metabolism, aka a slower metabolism, the next time you decide to have a little bit more food than you would like to, all that weight is coming back on you just like that. Whereas, wait, hold on. Let's not fast forward too quick. Let me know if this sounds familiar to anyone. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if person A sounds like you. You try to do some drastic changes right from the jump in hopes to lose a lot of weight really, really fast, right? Just to find yourself at a plateau, just to find it really difficult to stay consistent, and then you're back to square one again. I definitely been there. I was person A. This picture right here was back in right before COVID. So it was like beginning of 2020, I believe. I was working out 5, 6, 7 days a week. I was intermittent fasting, only eating a small lunch and a bigger meal for dinner. I was getting 10K steps in. I was doing cardio. I was running. But I looked at myself in the mirror. I was never satisfied with the person I saw looking back at me. Still hella overweight. Belly was sticking out. Just did not feel confident in the person I saw looking back at me in the mirror. Whereas person B, they lose their first 10 pounds of water weight within the first 2 weeks, just making lifestyle changes. Having stable meals, right? Eating a consistent amount of calories every single day, going to the gym consistently. 10 pounds right off the bat within the first 2 weeks. And then they end up losing 1 pound every single week for 10 weeks. That's 20 pounds total, right? In about 12 weeks. And then they go on a diet break after those 10 weeks for 1 week. Diet break is basically when you eat at your maintenance calories, right? Give yourself a little bit of break. Hunger was crazy during that calorie deficit, right? Being on that diet. Now that, hey, you're eating at your maintenance calories, you should feel a little more satisfied, right? Don't have to feel as though you're starving all the time. Hey, a little more calories to get you off the edge. And then after that 1 week of diet break, they get back in that deficit and they lose 1 pound per week for another 5 weeks. Just like that, they're down 25 pounds already. And then they spend 6 weeks on a post-diet recovery phase and they only gain 5 pounds back. And those 5 pounds that they gain, a lot of it is muscle, a lot of it is glycogen, and it's good, healthy weights. Person B, total weight loss is 20 pounds lost in 24 weeks while eating more than when they first started their cut. And most importantly, the best part of it all, hey, they're able to keep the results long term. They're not playing that guessing game of, yo, I need to starve myself. Oh, I need to cut out carbs. Oh, I can't eat earlier than 12 p.m. Doesn't this sound like a whole different game? Doesn't this sound like a whole different game that we're playing here? Would you rather be person A or person B? You let me know in the comment section below. This happens to every single one of these individuals before working with us as a Transcendent Phenoms. Emmanuel, Ray, Rez, Dante, Chris, RJ, Aiden, my guy, Ronaldo. Like, yo, what we do at Transcendent Phenoms is not the most sexiest thing to do, as you might look at it and like be like, damn, I want to lose weight as quickly as I possibly could. But a lot of the times when you take shortcuts, when you don't build a strong foundation, you end up facing some consequences. And when it comes to your weight loss journey, that means not having a sustainable approach, which causes you to gain that weight back just as fast, having to start over at square one once again. Here at Transcendent Phenoms, we don't want to play that guessing game. We're here to play a predictable, guaranteed, sustainable way. This way, you're able to permanently keep that weight off for good. You don't just work with us, lose the weight, we tell you, good job, and we'll just leave you alone once you lose the weight. Nah. Not only do we help you lose the weight, we help you guarantee that you keep the results for good. We ensure that you see a permanent change and permanent results, or we did not do our due diligence working with you. And that just doesn't feel right. A lot of coaching programs in this fitness scene is here to help you see quick results. But once you lose the weight, they say best of luck, just to have their clients gain all that weight back just as quickly. Let's not have you go through that cycle ever again. I've been there, so has each and every single one of these clients. It's not a fun time. If you need help figuring out which stage you're in, whether you're in the foundation phase, whether you're in gas mode, right? Whether you're in refill mode, go ahead and simply DM me the word stage. DM me the word stage on Instagram. My user is at dan.chanfit. And let me help you figure out which phase you're in. I might ask you a few questions to see where you're currently at, right? But let's help you find out which stage you're currently at. This way, hey, you can actually go ahead and tackle which phase you're at to help you get the results that you want. If you're just starting out, it doesn't make sense for you to just be in a calorie deficit right from the jump. Or let's say that you've been going at this for some time already, right? It doesn't make sense for you to constantly drop your food really, really low and constantly starve yourself if you don't even have a strong foundation to start from. Or let's say yo, you lost a good amount of weight already, but then you're having a really, really, really hard time staying consistent. It doesn't make sense for you to constantly stomp on that gas pedal just to find yourself struggling. If you need some help figuring out which phase and which stage you're currently in, simply DM me the word stage on Instagram at dan.chanfit. Let me know you came from this YouTube video. I got you. And lastly, the third reason why most people find it really, really difficult to stay consistent is accountability. This one's a given. This one's an obvious one. But what does accountability actually look like? Here are different forms of accountability. Number one, posting on your social media stories. I used to do this a ton, especially my meals, especially my workouts. Just post up a picture. I'm not posting it to prove anything to anyone. I'm not posting it to show others what I'm doing or for them to praise me or anything, right? But it's a form of accountability. Yo, I'm showing up, I'm putting in the work. And when you set goals publicly, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of eyes on you. There's a lot of eyeballs on you. And it doesn't feel good when you don't follow through with goals that you set out loud. Another way and another form of accountability, working with a coach. Whether you work with me, whether you work with another coach, whether you hire a personal trainer at the gym, no matter what it is, a coach is not gonna babysit you and hold your hand, but they're gonna uplift you to your higher standard. Another form of accountability, get an accountability partner. Hey, maybe this is your friend, a sibling, family member, co-worker. Do it together. You know someone that's trying to lose weight, you know someone that's trying to get in better shape, start working out, start eating better. Use them and ask them that you want to be an accountability partner. And if you need to, make a bet with someone. Maybe if your accountability partner, yo, whoever loses X amount of weight first, the other person got to pay them a certain amount. Or, hey, maybe y'all can list out some tasks that y'all want to commit to, right? And whoever doesn't knock it out, whoever doesn't get those tasks done, hey, they owe you a certain amount of money. I've done it. It definitely is a little bit of a push, but it holds you to a different level of accountability. Something that really helps me in terms of accountability is listing out 3 to 5 daily non-negotiables and committing to them for a minimum of 90 days. You see, so much can happen in just 90 days. That's what, 3 months. You know how much shit can happen in 3 months? I've seen people literally lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds in 90 days and transform into a completely different human being. I've seen people start businesses and within 90 days, they completely transform their lives, move to a completely different state, and live a completely different lifestyle. I've seen people meet their soul partners and completely change the trajectory of their lives in just 90 days. But it all starts with having intent. And it all starts with having clear intentions and having a clear game plan and roadmap. This way, you know exactly what you need to do. It's not just, yo, I'm just hoping things go the way I want it to. I'm not just praying that God's got my back. No, results happen based off of your actions and your decisions, not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow, but stacked and compounded over an extended period of time. So, what are 3 to 5 daily non negotiables that you can commit to for the next 90 days minimum? Maybe that is eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight in protein every single day for the next 90 days. Maybe that is getting your 10K steps in. Hey, maybe that is getting a gallon of water in for the next 90 days. Maybe that is getting in 4 to 5 workouts in per week for the next 90 days. You list them out Put in the comment section below to hold yourself accountable and go make it happen. Because you, my friends, you can change the trajectory of your life in just 90 days. As I'm filming this, it is August, what? August 21st. September, October, November. So by Thanksgiving time, you can legit be in the body of your dreams. Imagine in 90 days from now, you can look at yourself in the mirror and be fucking proud of the person you see looking back at you in the mirror. Imagine in 90 days from now, you're able to put on any piece of clothing and not have to feel self-conscious with the way that it's fitting you, with the way it looks. You feel good. You feel proud. And you feel confident in your own skin. Imagine in 90 days from now, you were able to walk around your most energetic, your most healthy, your most confident version of you. Because you know it's not just how I look, but it's the actions that I take on a day-to-day basis that has been straight up living proof that I am the work that I put in. And I am a byproduct of my actions and my decisions and my habits, not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow, but for an extended period of time. That can be you, my friends. And it all starts with having clear intentions. It all starts with having a clear roadmap and know exactly what the needle moving tasks are to make that happen. Let's make it happen, my friends. Let's do it. So let me know in the comment section below, what are your commitments? What are your commitments? Go big, list them out. We're not here to judge, but I want you to list yourself these commitments, even if it's scary as fuck, even if you don't think it's possible, do it anyways. Because again, you never know what can happen in just 90 days from now. Go make it happen. That's all I got for you. Any questions, drop it in the comment section below. Or if you want easier access to me, simply message me on Instagram. That is where I'm the most social. That is where I'm able to get to your messages in a timely manner. Any questions, let me know in the comment section below or simply DM me on Instagram. I got your back. Go change your life in the next 90 days. You got this, my friends.